being Christ-like. Today we think being Christ-like is believing what He said is true. That is not being Christ-like. To believe what Christ said is true is not being Christ-like. Being Christ-like is tabernacling with God. Working for God is the religious attempt to enter into His rest. Can you feint God? Can you kind of fool Him? Religious attempts of working for God is man's attempt to enter into His rest, and you can't fool God. Really, what that is, working for God in a religious attempt to enter His rest, is actually observing Pentecost or observing Passover without observing tabernacles. You've got one or two parts, but you don't have the fullness of it. Tabernacles is fellowship with the sufferings of Christ, is about moving from seeking of things from God to seeking God. That's our problem in the church today, and that's how it is that I recognize that we're only in the first two feasts, is because we're still all about getting things from God as opposed to getting God. We want things. Christ fulfills the feasts. He was rejected. Why? Because first they loved their religious ritual, and second, they were interested primarily in what He could do for them. That's how they missed Him. That's how they rejected Him. That is, practically speaking, they were expecting Him to deliver them from Rome. And because of their rejection, they have been restless for 2,000 years. These are the same basic reasons we reject Him today. We love our religious traditions that are found in Passover, or we love our religious traditions that are found in Pentecost. We love them.
We're restless too.
And we want to get things from Him. We want deliverance from our unhappiness. We want deliverance from our poverty, our sickness, our oppression, our accountability. Don't we? You know what accountability, you know why we want freedom from our accountability? It's what it's called. Religion has called that forgiveness. That's what we want from God. You know, we want forgiveness. That's freedom from accountability is really what we're asking. We're not asking for forgiveness so that we might overcome, we might have mercy, so that we might effectively apply the blood of Christ's atonement to our own souls and crucify it. We aren't asking Him for that. We're asking Him for no accountability. We don't want it. Forgiveness. Just give me forgiveness. Cheap grace. We're still wanting from Jesus, we're still wanting what it is that the same things here that He was rejected for before. But like our covenant forefathers, we reject His appointed way, which is a spiritual reconstruction and a thorough co-crucifixion, the bearing of a cross for death to the carnal soul. Today's church preaches a lot of scripturally true facts, but has missed the truth. Yes, it's true, He does want us healed, but it is about our eternal health. He does want us prosperous, but it is about our eternal prosperity. Okay. It is true, He does want us to rule and reign with Him, but that is not His objective. It goes much deeper than that. Now, if I had time, and I don't, we would read. Oh well, I kept you late anyway. Turn to Matthew 20. And I'll finish with this. Obviously, I'm at the last page. Matthew 20. I want you to see what it is I'm talking about in Scripture, from a Scripture reference. And Matthew 20 is one that came to my mind. I don't know, there's probably better. But Matthew 20:20, this came to my mind. Then came to Him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping Him. Is that what your word says? Worshiping Him. Note that they were worshiping Him, but listen to what it is. They recognized Jesus as who He was, Lord, and they were worshiping Him, but listen to the thing that they desired. It says, with her sons worshiping Him and desiring. Desiring here, the desiring here means selfish ambition, okay? Worshiping Him and desiring a certain thing of Him. Right there describes where the church is today. We're worshiping Him and desiring from Him, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick. I can't watch it. We come to Him worshiping, and then we have this that we desire of Him. And what we desire of Him is always selfish ambition. Boil it down. Look at it. What is that? That's selfish ambition. My goodness. And He said unto her, What wilt thou? She said unto Him, Grant thee that these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, You know not what you ask. And He didn't mean that she didn't know that somebody else had already been appointed to that. He didn't mean that when He said, You know not what you ask. He meant, You know not what you ask. You don't even know what you're asking, why you're asking, or how you're asking. You know nothing. You're worshiping Me, but you know nothing. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They said, We are able. And the Lord knew that they were, and He knew that they would be. He knew that what was about to transpire that would make an effect on them, a different effect than what they thought. When they were saying we're able to eat, drink and eat and participate, what they thought they meant was in some kind of a physical warfare or follow Him to His death. They were going to stand with Him no matter what. That's what He thought He was asking them, but He wasn't. Are you able to be baptized with my baptism? Are you able to partake of the Spirit of God? And they said, We are. And He said, Yes, you are. You shall drink indeed of my cup and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for, and that's added by the way, but it for whom it is prepared of my Father. It doesn't say it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared in the original Greek. But it shall be given to him for whom it is prepared of my Father. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation. Now, isn't that interesting? That's the same heart constitution, selfish ambition. When you're moved with indignation, doesn't that mean actually you're guilty of the same thing that they're guilty of? So here's the other 10. They were moved with indignation against the two brethren. But Jesus called them unto Him and said, You know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and that they are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be the chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give His life a ransom for many. Back to my notes. Note the difference in